Good evening. I kindly invite each one of you to this collective aspiration by reading the works of Mother and Sri Aurobindo. We start with chanting Om 3 times. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Aurobindaya. Om Anandamayi. Om Chaitanyamayi. Om Satyamayi. Om Parame. O Lord, with full faith, love and surrender, we are ready for Thy victory. Om, peace, peace, peace. Translations from Sanskrit and other languages. Ramayana, the book of the wild forest. By Sri Aurobindo. Canto 1. Then, possessing his soul, Rama entered the great forest, the forest Tandaka, with difficulty approachable by men, and beheld a circle there of hermitages of ascetic men, a refuge for all living things, with ever well-swept courts and strewn with many forms of beasts, and swarming with companies of birds, and holy, high, and temperate sages graced those homes. The high energy approached them, unstringing first his mighty bow, and they, beholding him like a rising moon with wonder in their looks, gazed at the fabric of his beauty and its glory and softness and garbed grace, and at Vaidehi too, with unfailing eyelids they gazed, and Lakshman, for they were things of amazement to those dwellers in the woods. Great natured sages occupied in doing good to all living things, they made him sit a guest in their leafy home, and burning with splendor of soul like living fires, they offered him guest worship. They offered him guest worship due, and presented all things of auspice, full of high gladness in the act, roots, flowers, and fruits they gave. Yeah, all the hermitage they laid at the feet of Rama. And high souled, learned in righteousness, they said to him with outstretched and upward folded palms, for that he is the keeper of the virtue of all this folk, a refuge and a mighty fame, high worship and honor are the king's, and he holds the staff of justice and is reverent to all. Of Indra's self, he is the fourth part and protects the people. O seed of Raghu, therefore he enjoys noble and beautiful pleasures, and to him men bow down. Thou shouldest protect us, then, dwellers in thy dominions, for whether the city hold thee or the wilderness, still art thou the king and the master of the folk. But we, O king, have laid by the staff of offence, we have put anger from us and the desire of the senses, and it is thou must protect us always, ascetics rich in austerity, but helpless as children in the womb. Now I have posted this concentration picture of the mother. From this week we are going to introduce this few moments on concentrating the picture of the mother. So I request each one of you just to see the mother, the photo of the mother here. If you want, you can close, but this is concentration, so you just gaze the picture and just observe. Don't think anything, just look at the picture for 5 minutes. Thank you. Flowers and their spiritual significance by Divine Mother. Unselfish prosperity. He who receives it abundantly gives all that he has as he receives it. Prosperity. Wanton waste, careless spoiling of physical things in an incredibly short time, loose disorder, misuse of service and materials due either to vital grasping or to tamasic inertia or baneful to prosperity and tend to drive away or discourage the wealth path. These things have long been rampant in the society, and if that continues, an increase in our means might well mean a proportionate increase in the wastage and disorder and neutralize the material advantage. This must be remedied if there is to be any sound progress. Asceticism, for its own sake, is not the ideal of this yoga, but self control in the vital and right order in the material are a very important part of it, and even an ascetic discipline is better for our purpose than a loose absence of true control. Mastery of the material does not mean having plenty and profusely throwing it out or spoiling it as fast as it comes or faster. Mastery implies in it the right and careful utilization of things and also a self control in their use. Sri Aurobindo. Savitri, Book 2, The Book of the Traveler of the Worlds, Canto 9, The Paradise of the Life Gods, page 234. Incessant in the arms of ecstasy, repeating its sweet involuntary note, a sob of rapture flowed along the hours, advancing under an arch of glory and peace. Traveler on plateau and on musing ridge, as one who sees in the world magician's glass a miracled imagery of soul escapes, flee. He traversed scenes of an immortal joy and gazed into abysms of beauty and bliss. Around him was a light of conscious suns and a brooding gladness of great symbol things. To meet him crowded plains of brilliant calm, mountains and violet valleys of the blessed, deep glens of joy and crooning waterfalls, and woods of quivering purple solitude. Below him lay, like gleaming jeweled thoughts, wrapped dreaming cities of Gandharva kings. Across the vibrant secrecies of space, a dim and happy music sweetly stole, smitten by unseen hands. He heard, heart close, the harp's cry of the heavenly minstrels pass, and voices of unearthly melody chanted the glory of eternal love in the white blue moonbeam air of paradise. A summit and core of all that marvelous world, apart stood high Elysian nameless hills, burning like sunsets in a trance of eve, as if to some new unsearched profundity. Into a joyful stillness plunged their base, their slopes through a hurry of laughter, and voices sank, crossed by a throng of singing rivulets, adoring blue heaven with their happy hymn, down into woods of shadowy secrecy. lifted into wide, voiceless mystery, their peaks climb towards a greatness beyond life, the shining Edens of the vital gods. Received him in their deathless harmonies. All things were perfect there, that flower in time. Beauty was there, creation's native mold. Peace was a thrilled, voluptuous purity. Their love fulfilled her gold and roseate dreams, and strength her crowned and mighty reveries. Desire climbed up, a swift, omnipotent flame, and pleasure had the stature of the gods. Dream walked along the highways of the stars. Sweet common things turned into miracles, overtaken by the spirit's sudden spell, smitten by a divine passion's alchemy. Pain self-compelled transformed to potent joy, curing the antithesis twixt heaven and hell. Prayer to the Divine Mother. Dear Mother, on behalf of each one of us who gathered in the name of Mother and Sri Aurobindo, let the words of Mother and Sri Aurobindo enter us as a mantra and lead us and guide us and protect us. Thank you. Thank you, Mother. Thank you, Lord. Thanks each one of you for your presence and cooperation and aspiration. Thank you. Good night.